Hello, and welcome, listeners, to the Radio Vault Mystery Theater. I am tonight's keeper of the vaults. When we fight our battles in life, finding solutions to even the simplest of problems can be a challenge. At times, there seems to be no way out of a desperate situation. As then we are forced to face the reality that life itself is the problem. Tonight, our story is The Remedy. Dr. Elba Moss and Randall Trask had been assigned the impossible task of controlling and finding a cure to the virus that had been the most aggressive the world had ever known. It was very tricky, because it would seemingly go into remission on its host, but then come back with a vengeance. Now in isolation, the two exhausted colleagues discussed their situation.
I wouldn't do for a greasy fast food hamburger right now. Are there any fast food places still open anywhere?
Really, Randall? There are only a few businesses left. Besides, we don't have anything to offer in trade.
Are you kidding me? I got a wallet full of Benjamins.
Wow, thank you, Randall. I haven't laughed like that for a while.
Wasn't too long ago, that'd have been good news.
But not anymore. Toilet paper is more valuable now.
Any news on Serum 17? Please tell me this is the one. I'm so tired of this. We've got to be getting close.
It hasn't had time to incubate yet. Give it a couple of days, and then we'll test it. How's the recreation cycle coming?
It's going slowly. I've tried so many ways to recreate this dumb virus, but it seems to attack itself before it becomes fully grown.
Viruses are tricky. It's only taken a slight mutation for it to grow expeditiously and out of control.
Finding that little mutation that makes this one so strong is like searching for the right needle in a room full of needles.
If you want a break, I guess I could work on creating the virus, and you could work on symptomatic eradication. I mean, I know for me sometimes it's hard to see any changes if you are staring at the same cells day in and day out. Everything seems to run together. A fresh set of eyes, or at least some that are focused on the same thing.
It's probably better if we just stick to what we're doing right now.
You are probably right. We should stick to what we have been doing, so we don't keep reinventing the wheel.
Do you remember those old zombie apocalypse movies? The crazy rotting things chasing after every living person just to eat their live flesh? Now it's just folks with glazed over eyes and white spots. A lot easier to deal with.
Well, at least we don't have to deal with rotting flesh-eating creatures, just mindless growlers. Only about 50% of the world's population must deal with this plague.
Remember the deniers? Those that said it was just made up by the government to keep us under control, to ruin the economy?
Well, at least we don't have to deal with them anymore. They're either wandering aimlessly waiting to die or already dead.
Fools. We should go to the pantry and get some food.
Look at you, always thinking with your stomach. We need to spend every moment we can finding out how to get this thing under control before it turns out to be a zombie apocalypse.
Or maybe take 30 minutes to uncross our eyes and get some fresh air. The pantry's just around the corner.
Do we have anything to trade?
We still have a bunch of cleaning chemicals we can trade. It seems like everybody's looking for that.
Okay, just as long as we don't short ourselves. Without being able to clean and sterilize our equipment, we would be done.
Trust me, the university made sure they had plenty of disinfectant to last for years, especially when they began to realize just how bad the pandemic was becoming.
Even with all the deniers on board? It's a miracle we have any left at all. Have any of the board members survived?
I heard only Sarah Tucker survived. You remember how everyone called her a paranoid germaphobe? Idiots.
Well, I guess she showed them. She's alive and they aren't.
Yeah, but Jerry over in the neighborhood center said she never comes out of her house. He tried to ask her if she needed anything from the pantry once. He knocked on her door, she opened it, and pointed a shotgun in his face and told him to get lost.
How is she going to survive without food? Eventually, she is going to have to go to the pantry and get basic needs. After all, she is a germaphobe, so she should be okay to be in public for short periods of time. I mean, growlers are out there, but they're easy to avoid.
Yeah, she was probably one of those who bought up all the supplies when the pandemic started. Some people started hunting and growing their own gardens.
Somehow, I can't see her growing a garden or hunting animals.
Desperation can drive people to do the unthinkable. She seems like the type to never touch dirt, let alone gut an animal. Sooner or later, she's going to have to change something until the pandemic goes away.
Now you sound like the deniers. Oh, it'll just blow over. No need to take these safety protocols seriously.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Hopefully, sooner than later, we'll find a remedy for this damn virus. But right now, we just have to make do.
Well, there are some things I don't miss, like money. I hope we never go back to using money. The barter system works so much better.
Amen to that. We'll have to figure out something else to barter with other than cleaning chemicals. We'll eventually run out of our surplus. It would be better for us to start working on something of value to barter with before we're desperate.
You talk like this is going to last forever. We already know how to eradicate it. The only problem is that it will kill us too.
Like that's an option, some remedy. If I could just somehow reverse engineer it and take out the component that's lethal to humans, we can cure the world.
I wish it was as easy as it sounds. We do need to take a little break. We can save the world when we get back from the pantry.
I'm going to head down to the storeroom. You can grab a box and meet me there.
How many boxes do you think we'll need?
A couple boxes should be enough. We really aren't that low. But some of the stuff we got last time started to spoil.
I noticed the electricity has been going out more than usual. Last week, water came through the pipes dirty. Remember we had to start boiling?
Well, they had to replace Terry down at the water plant because he got infected. Maybe I'll go talk to Tom at the power plant tomorrow and see if everything's all right.
Not to do it. I'm sure that'll be enough. You talking about greasy fast food hamburgers has got me hungry for hamburgers. I hope Trader James has some ground beef.
I'm sure he does. He's always able to find just what we want. Ready to go face the growlers?
Yeah. Let's do this.
End of Act 1. And now, a word from Troupe of Lost Souls Entertainment. Hi everyone, I'm Anne-Marie Kralik from the cast of Radio Vault Mystery Theater. We have put these stories together for you to enjoy at no cost, and it will always be free for you to listen and enjoy, but it's not free to make. If you're enjoying our content and would like to show your support, go to our Linktree address. This will help us to continue to bring great stories told by our talented cast. Thank you for listening, and now back to our show. And now, Act 2. Randall and Elba made their way through the almost completely empty streets. Few people ventured out often because of the virus, and many were afraid that the growlers would start to try to attack them. The growlers, those who were infected by the virus, would lose their speech and would just growl and wander aimlessly as if they had a severe case of dementia. They were not aggressive, but could infect a healthy person just by touching them.
Make sure you keep an eye out for them. We want to get infected before they find the remedy.
Yeah, I thought I would look for one to go have dinner with. Of course I'm watching. We just need to get to Trader Dave's.
Okay. Someone needs to eat.
Hey, good to see you guys. Hey, it's been a while. I was beginning to think the virus got to you.
Just trying to limit our exposure as much as possible. Working so closely with it, we have to be very careful.
Our supplies are a little low, so we decided to come and stock up again.
Well, it seems like fewer and fewer folks are coming, but more and more growlers to chase away. My supply chain is starting to dry up.
Hopefully we'll have a remedy for the virus soon. I'm close to finding something to address the symptoms, and Randall is close to finding a vaccine.
I don't know. Maybe this is something that's set to happen every million years or so. Maybe progressing so far, and then we're doomed to start all over again.
You mean like we started the evolutionary cycle?
Well, yeah, kinda. Maybe we'll reach the pinnacle of our current evolutionary cycle, and we need to start all over again.
We could be looking at that. But I personally am not ready to throw in the towel just yet.
Well, I wasn't meaning to say that, to give up, that is. I mean, maybe part of God's will for us just to go back to basics to make us stronger as a species.
Or to start all over as a new species? Maybe God's just saying he needs to make a newer model.
I don't know. When you're mostly alone every day, a person tends to think about things like that. What do we know? Maybe it's part of God's will.
That's a bunch of gobbledygook. This whole parapsychological babbling bullshit, there's no such thing as a being controlling our destiny. We're the ones who control that.
Don't try any of those big words on me. Gobbledygook? Is that a scientific word for the truth? There's nothing metaphysical about the fact that the human race is being wiped out by this virus.
It's not going to wipe us out. We'll not only find a cure, but we'll find a way to reverse the effects on the infected.
Time is not an abundant quantity for you. This thing has moved so fast that you haven't even had time to name the damn thing.
We will find it, the cure and the vaccination. We have made significant progress, no matter how long it takes.
I just hope you can stay ahead of the curve. Don't know how long we can continue before we're overrun by this thing.
That statement isn't lost with us, but trust me, we will find the way.
Is there anything for the trading post that you need in the meantime?
Yeah, clean drinking water is starting to get scarce. If we could find a filtration system or figure out how to make one, that would be great. You only have a couple of guys over at the waterworks, and I'm afraid they may take some shortcuts just to keep the water running.
Yeah, I know. And there's only about 10 of the power company left. We really need to keep working to find a cure. Because one thing's for sure, we need to have power in order for that to happen.
We have an old reverse osmosis filtration system at the lab. It is archaic, but it still works. We had a new system put in right before the virus hit. We'll bring it next time we trade.
That would be better than nothing. Can't be too safe. Maybe you folks ought to check with the people at the power plant. See if they need any supplies. Between all of us, we can figure out a way to get it to them.
That might not be a bad idea. Maybe we'll take a trip over there after we get our supplies back to the lab.
Yeah, we need to go out in twos so one person can keep watch. Don't you be going out alone, Dave. The more that get infected, the more growlers that are wandering around, and it gets easier to get infected yourself.
It'll be a cold day in hell before I let any of those things get close to me.
I hear you. But they also know this is where the food is. Right now, they aren't aggressive, but they might start getting all that way if they start running out of food source where they're scavenging now.
That's why God made shotguns and ammo. If they come for me or any of my supplies, I'll blast it in a heartbeat. I've got a full arsenal of guns and a huge supply of ammo. Trust me, I'm ready for it.
Well, we should get back to the lab. The cure isn't going to find itself.
Oh, I sure wish it would. I'm getting tired of living like this. I miss the old way of living.
I think we all are. But we're going to find the cure. Believe that.
I believe you. Just tired, that's all. Tired of scrounging. Tired of constant vigilance. Tired of being alone. You guys watch your backs out there.
Hey, Dave. If you need to chat, we still have the shortwave radio. Don't do something stupid. We got this. We're watching our backs. Watch yours too.
You know what Trader Dave's talking about, being tired and all. What's it been now, 5 years?
Close enough. 3 years. We're bound to find the remedy soon. We've been so close. So many times. We're on the verge of a breakthrough. I can just feel it.
How will we distribute it when we do have it? Logistics and delivery systems are down worldwide.
Distribution is the least of our concerns right now. If we start locally, those who are cured and inoculated can then work on a distribution system.
That would take years. We would just shoot it into the atmosphere and have it rain down over the entire world.
That could work. It would be a matter of months instead of years.
We do have some cloud seeding drones that we use to stop the drought. Could calibrate them to distribute multiple doses in different areas, and it might work.
We can think about that when we develop the cure. We better get inside.
End of Act 2. And now a word from our sponsor.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Dingling Brothers presents the Mechano Carnival. Gasp at a toaster swallowing an entire butter knife. Witness a freakish refrigerator with 2 ice dispensers. See a microwave shot 50 feet in the air. Bust a gasket with the hilarious antics of the All-Weed Whacker Band. Thrill to the horror of the television without cable. All appliances under 10 amps get in free. Plus free spark plugs and air filters for the young ones. The Dingling Brothers Mechano Carnival. Show up early, show up late, but just show up!
And now Act 3. Elba and Randall worked on their research late into the night. They stayed in completely different parts of the compound. The virus had claimed both of their spouses. They had very little contact with the rest of the world in person. The majority of their conversations were over shortwave radio. And although they shared no romantic inclinations, they had become close friends. A few days had passed since their interaction with Trader Dave, and the lights began to flicker as they conversed over breakfast.
That is twice today. We should probably check with them over at the power plant just to make sure all is okay.
Let's drive and set the trap. It's time to test my newest treatment on a growler.
How do you know? The virus only affects people. What changes did you make?
I use less of the compound I believe causes death. I think if we can successfully infect a growler with a synthetic virus, when it's at the point right before it attacks and destroys itself, it'll cross the line once it's in the new host, and then it'll not only destroy itself, but also attack the original virus and clear it from the host.
Sounds plausible. It just might work. We should run it by Sarah Tucker and see what her thoughts are, too.
She doesn't have a radio, and remember, she's kind of hostile when people come knocking on her door.
Have you talked to Tom on the radio lately?
Not since right before we went to Trader Dave's the last time. He was tired, but said things were okay and had plenty of supplies still. He did say growlers have been rummaging through his trash a lot more.
Have you tried him on the radio lately?
I called him a couple of times on the radio a few days ago. He didn't answer. I just shrugged it off, though. I know how busy he is.
Well, in light of our current situation, I think that maybe we should do a physical check. We can take the truck, the trap, and pay a visit to Sarah Tucker, and then go to do a welfare check on Tom.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get to it. We don't want to spend all day, especially if it doesn't work.
Elba and Randall busied themselves for the next hour preparing for a rare journey out on the truck, loading the trap, the new compound, supplies, and guns, just in case.
Wow, everything looks so different. Nothing looks the same.
Well, it has been 3 years. 2 with no one to do maintenance.
Ah, there it is. 243 Westcott. Now let me go up to the door by myself. She might be a little trigger happy. She's quite the paranoid one. Just stay here in the truck and I'll let you know if it's safe.
You know, she might be less threatened if a woman was with you and be less aggressive.
Okay, bring the gun in case any growlers show up. Okay, here goes nothing.
Hello? Sarah? It's Alba Moss and Randall Trask. Is everything okay?
We have a new compound to test on a live subject. May we come in?
Please don't shoot. We're coming in. Is she dead? She doesn't seem to be breathing.
Sarah, it's Randall and Elba from the research lab. Are you okay?
Be careful, Randall. She might be infected. Look for the white spot.
If someone as careful as she gets infected, we're all in trouble.
Just be careful.
Oh, God, no!
She's covered with the white spot. No. No. She has your arm, Randall.
No! Well, at least we don't have to try and trap a septic now. Let's get the trap out of the truck. I'll be contagious in a few minutes. You've got to get me in a cage and inoculate me. Your work's great. If it kills me, well, at least I don't have to suffer the gradual death the others do.
Okay. Let's do this damn virus. I'm so sorry, man.
We don't have time. We gotta move fast so we can get me secured and inoculated before I become contagious.
Elba and Randall hurried themselves to secure Randall into the trap and inject him directly with the latest experimental compound. If he lived, they had found the remedy. If not, then Elba would be left alone to do the research.
That should do it. Hurry, inject me.
There you go. I pray to God this works.
That's the most religious thing I ever heard you say.
It's all that is left.
Hey, why don't you check the power plant? That'll give the compound time to work.
Or kill you.
Let's hope for the first option.
Elba left Randall hoping he'd be alive when she got back from the power plant. When she arrived, the outside door was open. She stepped inside and was shocked by the abject silence.
Hello? Tom? Tom, it's Alba from the university. Are you guys okay? Oh no. Not you guys too. Well, at least you passed and aren't suffering. Now there's another project, restoring the grid. Well, nothing to do here. Better go back and see about Randall. accidental. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace, my dear friend.
Elba drove back to the lab, having to wipe the tears away from her face constantly. She was now all alone. She sat into the lab with her face in her hands and sobbed, then suddenly stood up and demolished the lab.
Damn it! What's this vial? It's labeled the remedy. Oh yes, this is the one compound that will do the trick. Too bad about the side effects. I guess the remedy is annihilation.
Elba picked up the syringe and filled it with the contents of the vial, and winced. She injected it. She sat and stared out the window, the cold, lifeless world that existed now, and waited for the end to come.
Elba! Hey, it worked. Elba! Elba! It worked! It worked! If she comes back soon, she's the only one that has a key. Oh, no, the growlers are coming. Elba! Elba! Elba!
The Remedy is a production by Troupe of Lost Souls Entertainment and Film Syndicate. Produced by Rick L. Baker and Anthony Stapiello. Written by Charlie Mitchell. Directed by Rick L. Baker. Graphic design by Destiny Lyons. Sound effects and video by Mark Colber. Commercials by Joe J. Thomas. Starring the vocal talents of Julie Rayland as Elba Moss, Jack Waldrop as Randall Trask, Terry Larned as Trader Dave. And I am Anne-Marie Kralik, tonight's Keeper of the Vault. Remember to check out our link tree to give you access to all our social media. That's linktr.ee/TROUPEOFLOSTSOULS. So make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe, because you don't want to miss all the nightmares. Do you? Check us out and listen, if you dare. Sweet dreams.